She wants a little bit of earth. She'll plant some seeds.
It's really easy to think that you can simplify things by separating them and concentrating on one. And yet there's something lost in balancing elements. What we were interested in with Hogfish is, could we try to balance them in a different way? And could that result in something new and ultimately regenerative to the artists themselves, to the communities that experience them, and to the planet? The Hogfish mission is to create an artist sanctuary and a body of work dedicated to restoring physical and creative health to individuals, our communities, and our Earth. Cultivating artists holistically, building a more inclusive canon, and bridging divides through the arts.
We were visiting some of the interesting tanks of sea creatures in the National Aquarium, and we discovered a fish that had a mouth like Miss Piggy and a tail like a mermaid. We saw the label and it said hogfish, and it's a serial hermaphrodite, so it lives its life as both sexes. So we just thought that was a really inspiring way to begin thinking about how this company could transcend borders and boundaries in terms of gender and genre.
It's this beautiful thing that actually exists in nature that defies our own human need to put things in boxes. Can we make a space where people can bring their whole selves to a communal production? And can that be a microcosm to show in some way how it's possible for very different people to get together and choose something at the same time that doesn't feel like someone has to lose who they are? Regenerative arts is this idea, which is this search to go beyond sustainable into trying to be not just the least amount of problem, but part of the solution. What does that mean in the arts? And what would a company look like that's dedicated to making the world a better place with every decision that we make?
The idea of Hogfish is amazing, creating something that's very much about community, but growth over a long-term trajectory.
They are presenting the future of the performing arts.
We choose like one overarching large project that we cast, and those artists are chosen for that production. They're all in the big flagship production. And from there, those artists are invited to the residency. And then they're invited to bring their own individual project, because we want to be the incubator for the next generation of regenerative ideas and projects.
If there are 20 people in a cast, but only one person is allowed to make curatorial decisions, then you have one person deciding what a room of 20 people will do. But if you engage all 20 people in the process to show up fully and to collaborate, then you have 20 minds. Then you have this amazing storytelling experience that is motivated by each individual, and it's absolutely beguiling and beautiful.
We had this dream that there would be a space where artists could come together and be in process together, not to just do what someone tells them to do, but to find their voice.
Edwin and Matt really believe philosophically that a show is only enhanced when each performer brings themselves as fully as possible, and that's borne out by the invitation to, through the rehearsal process, explore these other parts of our artistic output and see if they can manifestly exist within the piece.
Trying to apply my roots to my art form is something that's really important to me, and it's actually what's being encouraged here.
As a queer person of color myself, I really feel seen, I really feel represented.
It's very seldom that a place or an organization actually celebrates an individual person as they are and asks them the question, tell me what you're about or where you come from. Would you like to bring that into this space? By doing that, that allows more people in the audience to see themselves in a show. And so it's very inviting for everyone.
It's embracing your thoughts and creating an atmosphere that pushes the boundaries.
The industry is driven towards a product. And when you are driven towards a product, you have this end goal and you skip the process. Being part of the process is what really ignites creativity.
You'll be swell.
The idea is that you come to regenerate your system, regenerate your creativity, to do a project that you've always wanted to do.
They're giving us space to learn about ourselves together, not only making a show together, but making our own projects at the same time in relation to one another. Some of us are in each other's pieces, that we get to do that in this place where we have like dedicated time to work on our own practices. It's very hard to come by.
You have this opera foundation, but on top of that foundation, we are layering wellness, we are layering the environment, immigration, visual arts, we have culinary arts. So it's really a feast for all the senses.
What sets the Hogfish Residency apart from other residencies is this idea that there are other ways of thinking, there are other ways of doing things, and quite ultimately other ways of training. And we really hope that having the artists experience that within their residency, that they can set ripples into the world.
There's room for everyone. If you just like gardens, we have something for you. If you just like music, we have something for you. If you just like dance, we have something for you. If you just like consciousness and social justice, we have something for you.
Making a ritual out of the act of coming together and beginning each day with listening to stories that come from others has been incredibly powerful and really is fueling a deepening of the Hogfish mission.
My dream is that in some small way, we can be a catalyst for showing that it is possible for different people from different walks of life to somehow come together and create something that's greater than the sum of the parts.
A bit of earth.